in belief. I wouldn't expect anybody to believe what I believe, but that's what I believe, and I know that God orchestrates things, and I believe He looks at us and says, well, here's so and so over here, and he's playing guitar and writing, and then we got so and so over here, and he's doing. I'm gonna get these guys together, guys and girls, and they're gonna meet each other, and good things are gonna happen. I just believe in that.
Well,
Um,
I'll say this: a year ago, I was doing my own thing, was not involved with Uncle Rhino in the capacity we are now. Me and him been together 4 or 5 months now. Best 5 months for my whole radio time. Period. I mean, he has opened so many doors. I'm meeting so many new people, but learning about people is the biggest reward for me, and helping them to try to make the best of what we're trying to accomplish.
yep. I'm gonna carry y'all with me. My dogs are driving me crazy, wanting to go outside.
They're hungry, man.
They are just. Let me show you. They're impatient. If y'all can see them.
You got to pick
That's
up.
Moose.
Music interview if we don't have dogs in there somewhere.
Yeah, Moose and Cujo. That's country right there, buddy. Or as Jeff Foxworthy would say, if your dogs are in an interview, you might be a redneck.
Yes.
I don't have a dog, but if I had a dog, it would probably be in the interview.
Yeah, let me show y'all since I'm up. This is my new pool table. It's an old one. It's nothing fancy, nothing special, but
for the folks listening on radio, this will be on YouTube. So after it gets up on YouTube, we'll put it on social media. Go check out what he's showing us, because this room he's in right now is pretty awesome.
See if I can get the lights on. Hey, there we go.
And we have to add the radio interview too that Adam is shirtless right now. So y'all need to.
He's shirtless and he's in sandals and he's bald headed.
Y'all must not want anybody to watch this thing.
You can't.
Let me take you on a little.
That never left. So I'm just saying.
Is that a nose ring? Is that a nose ring?
But I love hunting, as you can tell. Got all the deer. Of course, my little window is small. I'm trying to see what I'm aiming at, but I got a lot of bad horse stuff on the wall from.
Look at a cool banjo in the back.
Yeah, that's an old, ancient. I don't even know what it dates to. I swear it's probably near Civil War, though. Let me get closer. Y'all can see it.
Does it play?
Came over on Mayflower.
Does it play?
A friend of mine, a neighbor, she gave me that. They were moving back to. I think they were moving to Oklahoma, and she said, "Do you want this?" And I said, "Shoot, yeah, I'll take it."
That does look like it would be something from the Civil War. You're not joking.
Yeah, it's old, and then I've got
my good relic.
My bad horse football helmet on top of it. That was in the video with Terry Bradshaw, and there's some of the Steelers stuff.
When was the video with Terry? And tell us how cool is Terry? I think he'd be kind of cool to hang out with. Good old Shreveport boy.
Let me tell you something funny about Terry. He is very funny, but he was giving me hell during the video because at that time I think he was doing something, and don't quote me, but I think it was Weight Watchers. He had lost a bunch of weight. It may not be Weight Watchers. I don't remember, but so he was getting on to me because I've always been heavy, and he said, man, he'd like pat my stomach and say, what's all this? Man, you need to work on that, and I'm like, oh,
do you actually know him at this point or no?
Well, this is the first time I've met him, but
okay, so that he's trying to break the ice big time.
Yeah. So we're on the bus. We had a bus in Nashville during the filming of this, and we're all sitting on there. But we all became friends real quick. I mean, Terry Bradshaw, of course, never meets a stranger. So even if you don't know him, you do know him, and he treats you just like he's known you forever. And so we're all cutting up, and he's telling neat stories, and he signed a bunch of stuff for me. I got the helmet signed, several footballs signed, and he kept saying, "Don't you put on eBay," which I'd never do that. I
oh no, dude, that is like sentimental. I've got a NASCAR. It was a limited edition. Mark Martin, NASCAR driver, drove for Viagra. Well,
Yeah.
Walmart quit selling the Viagra and sold the Pfizer car. Well, I got me a Viagra card, got Mark Martin to sign that. I'll never ever sell that. Never.
Oh yeah. Let me show you this neat one. Hopefully the glare's not bad. This is it is kind of a bad glare. This is Alan Jackson. I'll tell you what. Let me fix this for you. Hang on here. There we go. That should be better.
I was fitting to say Alan Jackson or Ricky Van Shelton. They both kind of dressed the same back in the day. That's Alan for sure.
There we go. There's Alan. This was at Atlanta Motor Speedway. I don't remember the year. I want to say 92, maybe, but it could have been later. Maybe it was 96. I don't remember. But I worked my way. There must have been 300,000 people there, and I worked my way to the front row of that show. Kenny Chesney was there, Hank Jr., I think Alabama, Tracy Bird. Tracy Bird looked right at me. I had one of those little disposable cameras.
Yeah.
And I was motioning. I was like, come here, let me get a picture. And he leaned right in. I could tell you, I don't know Tracy Bird, not personally, but I can tell by his character, his personality on stage that he's a good person. He made sure that that he gave me the picture I wanted. You know what I mean? And to me, little things like that is what sticks with people. And that story will get told. Look, I'm telling it now. And see, that's how important it is as a country artist, or even as a person, to be that kind of person, because that's the stuff that goes so far. And I know Uncle Rhino can vouch for me, because what if I had done that and then he just waved me off like
you would have badmouthed him and you would have never cared about the guy at all, and we wouldn't be talking about him right now.
That's right. So it's things like that, and I always make sure that I'm never that way, bad way. So I'm always trying to. And that was my experience with David Allan Coe. You've heard all kinds of stuff about him, but for that 3 minutes, he took time to talk to me as a person. And that went a long way with me. No matter what he's said, what he's done, and whatever has happened, I don't see him in a bad light because of that. Yep. Let me show you. This will be familiar for y'all. Let's see. Well, there's Mr. Ted Nugent. Yeah, Uncle Ted. Yeah. I even got it. He gave me his guitar pick. There. Let's see. Yeah. I'm trying to get the camera. There we go. It's this little window that I have to judge by is so small. And then we got Jody Messina. You guys have definitely, the folks listening have got to go watch this video. Absolutely. So there's Jody Messina. That was, I got that at the Buckboard. John Galicio got me those signed. He was Mark Will's manager. And there's Garth over there. Brian White. Yeah, Garth's on the other one. And then there's Mark Wills. And I got to sit in the office there. Oh, yeah, there's Garth. I'm sorry. Yep. And I got to sit in the office back when Mark Wills had just released, he had just filmed the video to I Do Cherish You, that song and killer song. There's another Garth thing. See, I did a Garth tribute show for about 3 years in Houston, Texas, out of Houston, just recently. And I'm going to tell you, I thought Georgia was hot. Georgia ain't hot. Houston, Texas and Louisiana are hot. Yeah. Florida's hot, but when I'm in Florida, I'm at the beach, so I don't care about the heat when I'm in Florida. Oh, yeah. So I got some neat Garth stuff and, of course, more deer things. And this was a picture we were on a... who's that handsome man right there? Well, he don't look like that anymore, unfortunately, but that was in Arizona off of Route 66. We were doing a radio tour out west. We were in Las Vegas and we were making these road trips, and that picture was taken there. And then we played at help me with the casino. Caesar's Palace? No, it's another big one. Where the House of Blues is. The Mirage or the Bellagio. Getting close. Harris? My memory is so bad. I can't think of the name of the hotel. Anyway, it's where House of Blues is. We played the House of Blues that that trip. And that was really cool. And then this was a show in Indiana at the Ford Center. We opened with Kansas, played a show with Kansas. And that's
obviously that's you and your guitar player.
Yeah, yep. And this is a guy named Chris that he goes by Mudbone. He's a kind of a blues player, really. He's his own artist, but he played a few shows with us. It was really cool. Man, I got to think of the Vegas hotel. I just can't think of it right now. But anyway, that's where the House of Blues is, and we played there. So let me get that back. There we go. I should have had all my names ready for you.
Mandalay Bay.
Mandalay Bay. That's it.
I asked Siri, so she wasn't totally worthless. She did give me the answer. Mandalay Bay.
Yeah.
You know what? I'd never gambled. I'm not a gambler, and I don't ever plan to be. But it was my first chance to play slot machines. And, we'd get per diem while we were out there. So I took that per diem money.
You'd be gambling your money away.
Yeah. And so I played the Wheel of Fortune slot machine. And you ain't going to believe this. I sat down there. It was just it was like a little island spot that had like 4 machines on it. And I sat down at one and I said it had a max bet. I think the max bet was like $10 or $20 every time you pulled the arm. And I said to myself, if I don't max bet, I know I'm not going to win nothing. So I might as well max bet it and probably going to blow my money. But I thought, well, it's not my money. It's the per diem money. So I pulled the arm on that thing.
Cha-ching!
Well, I lost. I put in, I forgot $100 and I got down to spent $70, had $30 left. And I was like, oh man, I shouldn't have done this. But I stayed with it on the max bets. And when I got to $70 spent, that thing hit. I don't know if you're familiar with how it works, but if it hits, the arm spins on all those potential dollars, and wherever it lands, you win it. Well, that thing landed on $400, and I was like, oh my goodness. Now I see why it's addictive. Man. So.
Hey, you made your per diem time for?
Hey, well, it gets better. Human nature. I say, well.
You want to play some more?
I committed, originally I committed $100 to this little adventure. So I said, you know what? I just won 400. I'll go another 100 since I won my money back. So I didn't pull that thing maybe 3 times and boom, it hits again. And I'm sitting here in the bell and it starts getting attention and you don't want that because everybody's like, I need to be on that chair.
Yep.
But it goes to $600.
Whoa.
And I said, oh my God. So now I'm sitting here at $1,000 and I'm just like, this can't be. Surely this ain't how this works. It can't be this easy. And I was sitting there with that 1,000. I said, man, should I even do this anymore or just go cash out? And
you're going to play some more.
And I said, well, let me try it. I'm still on. I haven't lost my 100. If I lose $100, that was my plan. I said, if I lose 100, I'm quitting. So I got about $60, $70 deep again. Boom, it hits again. And it hit $700. So now I'm at 17.
So how long are you sitting there? Hour?
At this point, 20 minutes.
About 20 minutes. Half hour, not even a half hour.
So I got up, and as I was walking, I was going to go cash out. I got up, and I went by another Wheel of Fortune, and I said, wait a minute, let me see if this one does that. So I sat down, put in some money, and almost lost my whole 100, and it hit $200. So it was 17, 18, 1900. And I said, okay, that was too close for comfort. I'm done. Well, I go and I cash out and I get my money. And after I get the money, I say, you know what? I'm going to go back to that chair. And I'm still on my $100 commitment. I haven't lost it yet, So I go back. You
can lose $1,900 or $1,800 and you still be even.
Well, I go back and guess what? There's this, and I'm not being mean. Believe me, if you know me, I'm not trying to be mean, but there's this big old woman sitting there, big woman. And apparently she had been watching me. So she went and took my chair, and she's now sitting at the machine. And I'm like, dang it. I'm over here chomping at the bit. I'm like, man, I shouldn't have got up. And guess what? About 3 or 4 pulls in, she hit like $1,500 on my chair. So I'm just over here like, oh. Well, she gets up and goes and cash. So I sit down and I lost my 100. I said, that's it. So I ended up, what was it? 18. Yeah.
Well, I figured that machine just paid out $3,500 or so.
Oh,
so it's
man,
like
yeah.
it was time for it to go dry.
But
And my friend,
you also don't know, to your point earlier about bigger plans, you don't know how much that lady might have needed a win in her
You're
life.
right.
You don't
Yep.
know where that could have gone. And the fact that she didn't sit there and burn through it meant she needed to put that somewhere, and she got up
You're
and
right.
ran.
Yep.
So you were instrumental in her finding out where to go, and then she
true.
had the opportunity. So everything hits for a reason.
It was a win-win, man.
Yep.
Yeah. Here's the funny
It was
part.
a win for you, win for her.
In my band, Robert, he's in the pictures over here. He's the one that always wore the cowboy hat and Bad Horse. He was playing cards and he lost a good bit of money. I think he went to the ATM a few times, and he came over to me and said, "Hey man, can I borrow about $300?" And I don't like betting in the first place, and I'm like, oh, I didn't want to give him that money because I just knew he's going to go over and lose it. And I was like, yeah. So I gave him 300 of it. He went over there, lost the 300. He came back and said, man, can I get another 100? I said, look, I don't ever win money like this, and I don't want to lose it. Here's another 100. I gave him another 100. He went and lost that too, and that was it. But so anyway, I ended up with what was that? 18 minus 4? Yeah, $1,400. But hey, I'm still good.
On an initial $70 investment, because you got down to 70 before you started winning.
That's right. Yeah. But that's the extent of my gambling. I bought a few lottery tickets, but that was best luck ever because I don't have gambling luck. Trust me. That was just a rare moment.
So
First, I don't know if they got horse racing much over there in Georgia. I know in Louisiana we got a little place called Louisiana Downs.
Mm-hmm.
And I had never been to the horse races, and I didn't know anything about how it goes. And this was before my stint up in Nashville, where I was a honky-tonk musician all over Texas and Louisiana and Oklahoma. And I had met a billionaire that had his own plane, and he was a professional gambler, and that was his thing. And for whatever reason, he had adopted me, and would take me flying in the plane. We'd go on trips, and he took me up there to Louisiana Downs, where we were going to go up there, and took me to the horse race for the first time. Well, we were sitting in the VIP box. I didn't know anything. It was all first time everything for me at the horse track. And I'm taking it all in. And they got all these wild names of the horses and the jockeys and all the different colors of everything that represent the jockeys. And I was fixated on the fact that in the VI box, they had incredible apple pie. And I think I was on, that's where my focus was. I was on my third slice, and I was hitting it with a vengeance. And he started explaining to me the process of the odds, where it's win, place, and show. For you bet so much for a horse to win, so much for it to place, so much to show. So if you make a bet on all three of those, you can win something, at least recoup your losses, depending on how you do it. And I said, well, and to your point, because we might be related, I said, how much is the lowest damn amount I can bet? He said, $2. I said, $2? He said, yeah. And I said, I was studying it like I was, curing cancer. And I was looking at it, and it was $2 across the board. The name of the horse was Bosma Baby, and the jockey's name was Weldon Krolinger, little tiny dude. And the horse was 99 to 1 was what the odds were on it. I didn't see the odds in the right way everybody else looks at it. I just started figuring up how much money I could win if I bet on that.
$198 if you bet $2.
Well, it was $2. I bet it was $6. It was $2 across the board. So
Okay.
it win, place, and show. So it was a $6 bet, but it was $2 to win, $2 to place, $2 to show. And he was laughing and he was amused watching me. And like I said, he had more money than Captain Crunch. So we're sitting there, and my horse was dead ass last coming around the damn I think it sat down to read a book, or it fell asleep a couple times. I don't know what it did, but they got to the last turn, and my horse saw a snake or something, and it outran everything out there that had wings on it. I think there was a plane flying by overhead, and my horse passed it. And he whooped everything and everybody and came in first. And Vic was the man's name I was with. He was up there screaming. His face was red. He was jumping up and down, waving his arm. I didn't know that just out of humor and camaraderie, he put $100 down for every $2 I bet. He bet 100 and on the same horse. And that joker just came through, and it paid for the whole 3-day weekend trip. That one little run through. And I cut it off after that. I was like you. I started looking at which boot I was going to put that water cash in.
Yeah.
Man, that is crazy. So let's get back on track. We're about an hour and a half in, so we need to kind of wrap things up a little bit, time wise.
I thought it was about 15 minutes.
We've only been. It really, honestly, seems like we've only been talking 15 minutes.
Yeah.
The cool thing about this format, though, for the listeners is this interview will be split into a couple of parts. Number one, so people can hit it while they're at it. Number two, this is how Tribes works. We're getting to know each other, and we want you guys to get to know us as the listener. So, and we want you to comment and talk to us in the comments on YouTube so we can get to know you guys. And so that's what we're about. We're about investing in our communities, hooking our communities together. It's just like our liner says, we are built on rock, one country under God. And that's what Tribe Nation is, So this right here, I'm having a blast visiting with Adam and letting him get to know us, we're getting to know him.
Yep. Shoot, yeah, you guys are cool, man. I can already tell. It's funny how you know your people wherever you're at. Doesn't matter. Even of course, I've never been out of the country, but you can go to a whole nother state on the West Coast and you find your people. You know what I mean? It's just funny how that is, and that's what you're talking about earlier. How everybody kind of
like-minded people attract like-minded people.
That's right. So, and of course, our centerpiece is country music, and that's what better centerpiece could you have?
I mean, whatever it takes to bring the tribe together, man. I mean, obviously, like he said, built on rock, one country at a time. That's what it's about. But you learn more things. You get to know people. I mean, I'm glad you got to come in today. Absolutely, 100%. I've enjoyed the heck out of this.
Oh, me too.
And like Rhino was telling me the other day, it's like we kind of want to revisit everyone 60, 90 days down the line because things are going to change with you in the next 90 days. You're going to have more music or an album or who knows. So at that point, we'll get the fresh goods in.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, I want everybody to know one thing about me is I'm a very appreciative person. You'll never see me reflecting any kind of attitude where I don't appreciate something. So, and it's very important to me. Like it bothers me if I think that I forgot to show my appreciation or give thanks. And so I appreciate you guys first and foremost, but also Beverly, what she's done. She's one of the hardest working people I've ever seen. Is not to get political, but it's no secret. Trump is very hardworking, whether you like him or not. He's nonstop and he doesn't hardly sleep. And it's like Beverly's like that.
Sleep? What is sleep? I don't think the dude sleeps at all.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I gotta have my sleep now. I'm working like I don't think there's a day it goes by that I'm not working in the direction of of music and trying to make something happen. But Beverly, man, she's hard at it, and now she's teamed up with Leon, and it's just awesome. And I want to make it clear that I really appreciate them. So Leon, if you're watching, I appreciate you. Beverly knows I appreciate her, but not just them. I appreciate the whole team. Cashbox, with the charts, and Randall. He does a lot of the radio promotion, and there's a lot of moving parts, and I know Uncle Rhino knows what I'm talking about. Nashville is one big engine, and there's a lot of moving parts, and you got to really learn how that.
That's why it's called a machine.
Yeah.
It takes a village, bro. We can't do it without y'all. And Leon said it the other day. Y'all can't do it without people like us, and that's what we're here. We're leaning on each other and just making this wheel go around.
You know what? I'll tell you something funny. I have this vision or thought of when I think of Nashville and how Nashville works. I think of this big castle, and you have a drawbridge, that they let down if you're lucky. And otherwise, you're just on the outside of the wall. Well, I've always kind of been on the outside of the wall, but I don't let it discourage me from what I'm doing as far as making country music. And again, you'll never hear me claim that I'm something special or some great singer or nothing. I do what I do, and I'm trying to do it the best I can do it, and creating quality traditional country music. Now, I like all kinds of music, but I'm just trying to make what I think is good country music, and I'm not in competition with anybody. That's a funny thing to me. I just don't think music should be competition, because everyone is a certain style. It's like, how do you compete a Randy Travis, or let's go newer. Let's go Zach Top and Jake Worthington. How do you compete them? Because they are their own, and they are to be
they're to be respected for who they are.
Yeah, like I like Zach Top because he's a killer guitar player. He has a great personality, great singer, killer songwriter, great performer. And then you got Jake Worthington, same thing. Killer singer, great guitar player, great songwriter. But they're their own. And why would you want to put them against one another and say, oh, so-and-so's better? No. Enjoy them for what they are. It's just like two pictures on the wall. This is a picture of mountains. This is a picture of trees. And just enjoy it. And
that's what makes it what it is, man, is the fact that you may not like this guy. I may think that guy is great. But again, that fulfills what I'm trying to get out of his music. Whether it gets you fulfilled or not, you have someone else that does that for you. So it's like, again, that's why we got to have that variety. You focus, I've always felt this way. As long as you focus on what you're doing, things are going to work out exactly the way they're supposed to.
Well, it's different now, because in the 90s, the world revolved around radio, and it was a twofold. It was 2/3 radio and 1 part Anderson merchandisers. And Anderson merchandisers was the ones who had the stranglehold on any and all of your music, your hard copies of your music that would be in Walmart, Kmart, Target, right? So at that point, that was Anderson merchandisers. And then you had the radio. Well, once radio got gobbled up by the big corporate machine, At that point, it became competitive simply because all the camps were their success was determined by the success and the recognition of the artists that they were promoting. And the each week, for instance, at a radio station, you would only have five or maybe five slots that they had open for a new single, adding new singles. They would have like five slots available, but you might have had 60 singles come out that week.
Yeah.
So that's where the competition came from. And then on top of that, that's not all just 60 brand newbies, because each week is a new 60, right? So in that 60, you might have had 10 or 11 or 13 that were new faces and new voices, but you had Winona, you had Sammy Kershaw, you had people who were already established. So you've got 4 or 5 open slots, but everybody and their brother knows that 3 of them are already gobbled up to somebody who just had a multi-platinum hit or somebody that's still riding on momentum, right? So that's where the competition, it came out of trying to fight for those bottlenecks, and it became ingrained. Then you start having artists who weren't created in the wild out here doing the work and playing the clubs and everything. You had so many people that started to be manufactured within those camps. So it was a racehorse made in a lab. And now they're going to reflect the whole mindset of the people who are around them, their teams. So that's where that competition stuff, every now and then you'd have people, I had some that we were straight up oil and water and would never get along. To this day, I don't think we would ever get along. But the rest of them, we did. We immediately found each other, and we were just like this, to your point.
Wait, and you know, you got to think of something. When I started radio in the 80s and 90s, the artists would put out one song every 2 or 3 months. Now it's like the album comes out, every song on that album hits Billboard Top 20, depending on who you are. Taylor Swift, she's going to hit her album. Every song is going to go to top 20. Ella Langley last week had, you know, every song on her new album was in the top 30, top 40. So it's like back in the day, you had one song that was put out and that's it. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's harder now probably to get your music played and featured, because the whole streaming thing and albums are taking over everything.
Yeah.
It's harder because it's easier. It's harder because now you don't have to go to a studio. You don't have to sing on pitch. You don't have to be able to write. You don't have to do all these things. There's so many people who are flooding the market that use AI to come up with their lyrics. They use programming to come up. No. It's okay. All this stuff is okay. So that's where the sheer numbers just overwhelm you. And we have a society now where the people they're not used to getting up and going to it. Everything in the world is brought to them. Your groceries can come to the front door. Amazon brings all your shopping to the front door. Everything is delivered to your pocket through your phone. People act like it's an effort for them to go and click like and share. They act like, oh, that was just so much heavy. They don't know what it's like. And so you have these kids who can create a following sitting in their mom's guest room at the house, you know, and playing a guitar, and which is killer. I love that they have that ability. I'm a huge fan of that, and not having to go through the clubs and that kind of stuff. But there's something to be said also for going to the clubs and things like that in the right context.
Well, that's where you get your personal contact, the connections again. It all turns right back around. It's all about connecting and making yourself personable with people.
And that's the point, is Adam's product is not his music. Adam's product is Adam.
That's right.
And the music's what bring people to the conversation, but Adam is what hooks them in. And so when they see themselves in you, then they're rooting for themselves when they're rooting for you. And now they're supporting everything that you do because you're them.
Are you Confucius's brother?
Yeah.
You know, one of the big no-nos, and it's always been, and I agree with it. I agree with this no-no is don't ever go political, with your music or anything like that. But in my situation, I kind of didn't have a pot to what in, and I was seeing what was happening. And I'm not going to get real political with this. I just want to mention it, but I was seeing the things that was happening, and it kind of irritated me. And I said, I'm going to write a song about political corruption, and I wasn't trying to write it about any side, right or left, nothing like that. And I decided to write this song, and the song is actually, the title is called "Leave Me the Hell Alone," because I'm just like, just let me do my thing.
Yeah.
I don't need anybody, restricting my freedoms. And I like deer hunting, and I'm a big gun person. I love shooting, and of course, I was in law enforcement. So I have my personal stance where I believe in and things like that. But anyway, so I wrote a song called "Leave Me the Hell Alone," and it was about just leave me alone. Quit trying to tell me, what I can do with my freedoms and stuff. And when I did that, I wrote one lyric in the song that mentions Trump. Now, this wasn't really about Trump. I just mention it because of things that, how he's been under attack. Whether you like him or not, it's unavoidable. You can't argue.
I mean, it's obvious. Yeah.
Yeah, whether you like him or not, you can't argue the fact that he's been under attack this whole time. So I put a line in that song about that. And once I did, my friends were, "Hey man, play that Trump song." They didn't call it "Leave Me the Hell Alone." They said, "Play that Trump song," So after that, for a while, I said, "You know what? I'm going to put this on YouTube. I'm going to call it the Trump song," even though it's only one line about Trump. And all of a sudden, I put it up there, and we filmed actually right out here, a music video for it. And that thing jumped up, man, and it's almost 4 million views now. I have nothing that I have ever created in my life that has been that big. And again, political is a no-no in the music thing, but I was like, hey, how's it going to hurt? How's it going to cancel me? I'm uncancelable.
So I've seen that going two ways: the way it went, or totally opposite.
Yeah.
Well,
it turned out good.
Well, you stumbled on to a truth, and it's right in front of everybody's face. And people, human beings, for some reason, as a species, we're not that bright, and I don't know why. But in reality, every time there's been a huge tragedy, country music has always rallied with something that the whole country could sing together, and they always unified. Whenever someone in country music ever rallied around the people and put their focus on that, i.e. a conservative America First approach, that it took off like a rocket. And as soon as they had all that money come in and the check cleared, they stopped doing it. And it was like, I don't like political stunts, but I do like authenticity. And I don't care. I myself am not a Republican, and I am not a Democrat. I don't believe in either one of them anymore. And I am right there with you and Beverly on that whole side of things. And when we lost Charlie Kirk, I said we lost as people. When we lost Charlie Kirk, something happened in me. And I had listened for decades backstage and in the green room that you don't get political in the entertainment business. And the same person standing there smoking a cigarette, soon as we got out, after they gave me that whole speech about don't ever get political, the minute we got out there on the red carpet with TMZ in our face, they were doing everything free, clean the planet, do this, and everything was political from the time we got on the red carpet. So I saw the hypocrisy in real time. And even at that, I kept my mouth shut. And
Yeah.
then I had it when I saw like everybody else, and I posted it. That's the first post I made when I went political. Is I just said with the sound of that one shot, 10 million Charlie Kirks were just activated. You just
Yeah.
did this, so I hope you're ready because he was the nice one. And the
Man.
minute that happened, I went political, and I
Yeah.
lost 40 something thousand followers just like that. And I was good with that because that's not how I measure myself, you know.
Yeah.
And there was a lot just like me, and people who didn't know me before from the music, and I had retired, they connected with me through my conservative America First, Community First. I believe in uniting, empowering, protecting, and always praying, always being. I cuss like a sailor and I'm a heathen, but I'm still on that. That's still my boss, and that's still the side of the fence that I'm going to fight for. I'm just the dirty, ugly one on the back pew of the church, but it's still, you gonna see me in there, and
Yeah.
it's one of those things that we all have a purpose. We all have, and I want everyone in their true, authentic self. And I don't care. I don't judge anyone for how you love, who you were born with, mistakes you made in the past. That's true conservative. That's real salt of the earth to me. It's what have we learned up to now? Who are we going to be going forward? And what can we do to lift up everybody around us while we stand in
Yep.
here? That's the real deal.
And you know,
And
I'm
that's
sorry. Go ahead.
that's where I swing at it. And since I did that, I tore down those fences, and those people see because I'm the product. I'm the lighthouse, and in the process of people who come, those who don't play music appreciate it, and they appreciate your kind of music. And so those are the people who are your new fan base, who they see the stuff I'm excited about and they're introduced to it. And that's what music always was in the first place. Instead of me going, hey, listen to the music I make, or listen to the music I'm producing on someone or promoting, I don't bring it up. That's not how they meet me. The music is the follow-up conversation, because I'm more than a song. I'm more than playing a guitar. That's the same way with you. When you said, I don't know where it's going, you're being built. That's where it's going. You're many things, you know. If we're blessed, we're a dad, we're a husband, you know, we're a son or a daughter, you know, whoever, and we're a friend, we're a neighbor. These are all and you happen to be one that plays some damn good music and writes some stuff.
That's a bonus.
That's the thing, and that's what the tribe is all about, is humanity. And if you have, I can't create that, only God can, but if you can come to me with phenomenal humanity, that thanks to your parents and God, and you've got some talent, some good, you know, people, everybody's talented one way or another. I think we can work on that talent and work on it and amplify it and grow it to catch up with your humanity. But if you show up with a bunch of talent, no humanity, this ain't the house for you.
You know, a compliment from you to me is golden, because you've been there, you've been around these guys, the Sammy Kershaws and the Wade Hayes, and so anytime, of course, don't get me wrong, I appreciate any compliments towards my music, because I don't expect them. I try to get them. You know, I try to make the music where it'll generate compliments, of course, but when you do get them, and you get them from people like yourself, or there's been a lot, even Beverly. I mean, for her to listen to my version of "Is It Raining at Your House," and here she's married to the guy was married, excuse me, to the guy that made it famous, and she says, "You nailed that." Oh my God, that to me, that hits me harder than people realize. That's the stuff I go to bed, and the last thought in my mind before I fall asleep is, man, she thinks that my version of that is amazing. And here she was married to the amazing Vern Gosdin that sang it. And what you were just talking about, with, even though, okay, this country is very divided, no doubt. and there's a lot of
Is it
political
really
stuff. I've never
though?
seen.
I don't think it is. I will tell you, that's one thing for the listeners. I ain't drinking the Kool-Aid because everybody I know outside of this room right now, I'm recording in. Everywhere I go, I don't know that many people who will grab $100 bill and throw it out the truck window. They all have that in common. I don't know many people that are going to go out and just hurt their next door neighbor for no reason. I don't know anybody who won't immediately try to protect a kid. So contrary to what they're telling you, what they're telling you in the television, I'm not drinking that Kool-Aid. You're not going to sell
Well,
that on.
let me rephrase it. There's
Yeah.
a small percentage of division,
Mhm.
and they make it out to be huge, of course,
Yeah.
But here's the thing that I'm getting at with country music. Even though everybody is political and they have their own stance and their own beliefs, country music is that centerpiece. It's almost like a bonfire. You might be at a party with people you don't really care for, but everybody, what's the word? They get around that bonfire, and that's that centerpiece that they have in common. And country music is that. And if you can just get along for the purpose of enjoyment and country music, and hey, let's forget about what so and so said on the news and what so and so said. Let's enjoy the music and get back to the part where we're here about that. Just like the bonfire. Let's just stand around the fire and shoot the what and get along. I think we can get there again. It's gotten ugly, even though I still think it's fixable. It just depends on certain things, but country music is a very strong centerpiece, and I believe that there's power in music, and I believe there's healing in music. Blake Shelton just put out a song called "Let Him In Anyway." If you haven't heard that yet, woo. That is, man, that's one of the most powerful songs I've heard. And I just wish I had written it. But there's power in music, and country music is a centerpiece that brings people together, no matter where you are politically. And I've gone political. I'm guilty of it. But, when I put out the Trump song, I kind of felt like, well, I might better put out something to kind of smooth that over, because it was pretty hardcore. So I wrote "In America," and "In America" is a much more positive thing that says, I have a call coming, I don't know why, but it's a more positive thing that says, hey, we're still America, and there's people who still love this country and will do anything for it and are hardworking and believe in America and believe in God and trust, so that's what that song was about. But I just wanted to.
We're up against the clock right now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I literally, we're going to have you back. We could sit here and talk again. We've been on for 2 hours. It seems like 15 minutes. I need you to give us, how can people connect with you on your social medias, get your records, get your albums? How do they do that?
Here's the thing I've always done. I didn't want to, and this is probably a big no-no. I've never really tried to make my music where you have to buy it. I want it where if you like my music, you can go listen to it, regardless of whether you buy it or not. So YouTube is one of the number one places. I have tons of music videos, almost every song I've ever done is on YouTube. I also have a website through CD Baby. It's called Hear Now, just like hearing. So you can Google me, Adam Grant, or you can type in on Google, Adam Grant, Hear Now, and it'll take you to my website that's got all the songs, and you can play them. You don't have to buy them. You can buy them if you want to. It takes you to the music outlets where you purchase the music, and Spotify, Apple, iTunes, all that good stuff, Amazon.
Are you on Instagram and Facebook and all that good stuff?
I don't have an Instagram. I probably should. I don't have what used to be Twitter, X. I don't have that. But I have TikTok and I have Facebook. But if you're wanting to hear my music, it's out there, and you can hear it for free. And if you want to buy it, I appreciate it. But if you just want to enjoy it, You can get on Alexa right now. I can talk to her right now, and she'll start playing the music. So,
Guys, this guy is humble. I could tell that 100%. I mean, you're about sharing your music. If you want to buy it, buy it. You don't want to buy it, don't buy it. My job, my task is to get them to buy that music because I want you to be able to make more music. And the only way you can make more music is by them buying your music and your merchandise. I know I speak for Uncle Rhino. I've enjoyed this today. I mean, this has been a great interview. I mean, seriously, I wish we could talk all day, but there is a time limit. Uncle Rhino, what do you got? Anything to say before we close?
Yeah, I'm gonna make this interview will be in 2 parts. We'll split it up, part 1 and part 2 for everybody, so they don't have to go back and work so hard to find out if they have to pause it or something. This has been fantastic. I want to get Adam back on a 90-day schedule, rotating schedule. We're gonna trade contact information offline, so he's got a way to get a hold of me as quick as he wants to or needs to, and vice versa. And I will be subscribing to his YouTube channel when we once we get off.
I'll send each of y'all the other one's information when we get done.
can I say one last thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Other than thanking y'all so much for this opportunity, through my journey of music, I've had many people who have helped me, not only just basic support, but financially to get songs recorded. And I want those people to know I really appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much, because there's been times that I couldn't afford to go in the studio, and there's people out of just straight kindness, and they may not even follow my music. There's been people who just have donated and said, hey, here you go. So you guys, you know who you are. I really, truly appreciate y'all, because you made this possible.
And people like us appreciate them as well. Because
that's right.
I mean, had that never happened, would never have heard any of your music, man. You've got a great talent. You got a great sound. Beverly is pulling a lot out of it. You know, the quality is it just sounds so awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, right now we're gonna play the.
Let's
Go
give
ahead.
her a big shout out. Big shout out to Beverly.
Absolutely, absolutely. Right now we're gonna play that Vern Gosdin classic done by Mr. Adam Grant. Great song called "Is It Raining at Your House?" Adam, salute you, my man.
I appreciate it. Thank you. And awesome meeting you guys. And I look forward to being back.
We will definitely have you back again. Here it is, the classic remake right here by Adam Grant.
Is it raining at your house like it's raining at mine? Do you miss me like I miss you? Is it cloudy all the time? Tremble when the phone rings and you think I'm on the line. Is it rain